Hi everybody, it's 10:30, right on time, and I hope you're going to be on time at Horsemen's Park in Omaha, Nebraska. My name is Johnny Ray Gomez, and I'm old school. I use the daily racing form.
And I'm Carol, and I'm new school, and I use predictive form. And we're here to give you some picks this morning on a fabulous racing day here at Horsemen's Park. And boy, we got a lot going on today. Today we've got a free shuttle service because we're expecting a big crowd because we've got free pony rides, and we've got a petting zoo, and we've got free admission for kids under 15 or under 17, excuse me. And we've also got $1 hot dogs, $1 pops. What else am I missing, Johnny? I feel like there's so much going on.
Well, you mentioned the two outstanding races, the ostrich and the camel races, and boy, we got a lot of information on that for you. We went back to the barns to find out the specific things about what's going on. And we got 7 races here, and so we got a mascot, too, that'll be walking around. It's Family Fun Day. Let's get down to business now and take a look at that first race starting at 2 o'clock in memory of Florian. Carol, it's yours.
All right. Well, this first race is a pretty fun race. Right off the bat, we've got 2 pretty strong contenders, the 4 and the 1 horse on top. And I think the 4 deserves a pretty big mention here as the top contender. And I'd just like to make a special note here. The trainer Bliss is on fire. Don't ignore any horse he has in today, and especially the jockey Puzak. He is also on fire. So we've got 2 very hot contenders in there without this particular horse even figured in yet. And when you figure the horse in that has the best time in there, ooh la la, I like it. So, and then we've got the 1 on top who just, it's an older horse, but he's being raced back into shape, ready to fire today. Some other mentions here, the 2 horse ran really, really well last out, but I would like to see him come back within a 30-day window, and he kind of missed the window. He took too long of a break. I'm worried if he's still in shape or not, or if he's sitting on the couch eating potato chips and is out of shape. So we'll see what happens there. And the number 6 horse here is kind of a wild card. I didn't even know what to do with him. So he's second off a layoff. He has some long shot potential, so don't ignore him today if he goes off at long odds. His only hold up here, despite the fact he's a very good horse, is just that he's first time with the trainer. We don't really know what he can do yet, so look out for the 6.
Okay, so your selections are
4-1 over the 2-3-5. Don't know what to do with the 6 yet. Maybe you have a better idea.
Maybe throw it in.
Yeah.
Hey, for me, I look to the number 5 horse, and it's called Alex, and you know, Alex is dropping in class and has a chance, and it was really bumped hard. So I look for a better effort today. The inside horse has been in the money. That's Tough Luck Tony. 13 out of 27 times in the money and has speed and the rail. Now, number 2, Chase My Shadow, morning line 5-2 favorite, gets Armando Martinez as his jockey, and he's doing great. Dropping in class from Open Company, and for me, for my long shot, I ended up with the 3 horse, and this horse has been in the money 9 out of 18 times, and so we're all over the board. So I went 5-1, 2-3 in race number 1. Carol, how about race number 2?
Ooh, all right. Race 2, I'm also taking the 4 on top here. So across the board, I think this horse has the strongest figures by quite a bit in predictive form, the strongest times, an excellent trainer backing it. So we're just going to skip to the value, where there's a little bit more money involved and have a little bit more fun underneath. So the 6 is an excellent horse, but my only worry here is that he may have hit his ceiling on his ability and that he might regress, but I still think he'll be in the mix, so do not leave him out. The number 5 horse I also put in my second spot here. I think he's improving and he'll take a step forward today. So go ahead and use the 5 also. And then the last horse I want to mention is the 1. I think he'll take a leap forward, and I think he'll be able to get into the mix, but whether or not he'll be able to actually hit first, I think would be a too big of a step for him to actually be able to reach today. And another thing that we need to mention today too, the track was a tough track yesterday. The first week at Horsemen's, it was fairly speed favoring. Yesterday, I don't feel like it was. I think a lot of horses had a tougher time out there, and they had exerted a lot of effort. So that said, if it reverts back to speed, because we didn't get much rain last night, the 2 really scares me here. He's got a very fast 2 for a long time. If he comes out blazing, he might be gone. So keep an eye out for what the track's doing today, and we'll try to give you some tips along the way for if there is a bias, what to do. So,
and a bias means horses on the inside or on the outside are getting the better of it. First couple weeks, the inside is much, much better. Let's take a look at the second race, dedicated to Rotella's Bakery, and we appreciate all the great products they have, and all around the country. I was in a restaurant in Des Moines, and with the kids, and give us the bread, and it's Rotella's from Omaha. You gotta love that. Okay, in here, Armando and Kelly Martinez gets the nod as number 4, as made the biggest move. Holiday Joke is the name. Now, remember when it was speed favoring? This horse made up a ton of ground to run second against the bias, which was for speed. So we both land on the 4 horse, correct?
Yes.
All right. Now the 6, was it the horse or was it the track that had it win last time? Because it favored speed? We'll find out today. Number 2, Thunder You Polly, has made $71,000 in its career, and so I put it 3rd. And for my long shot, number 7, Battered. Let's see, it was floated out, meaning the horses took it out of the first turn and lost all chance. And that horse was bet down to 3-1, so it's well met. Today we're going to get more odds, hopefully 10-1. So for me, I went 4, 6, 2, 7 in that exciting second race. Carol, race number 3.
All right. Boy, this race was tough handicapping. Can I use the ostrich here, Johnny?
That's coming up, Carol.
Okay,
coming
all
up.
right. If I could, I would. So, in all seriousness, I do like the 3 horse here. It's the only horse I really feel comfortable with. I'm going to put him on top and probably single him in this race, because every other horse has, I don't want to say a knock against it, but there's a lot of uncertainty surrounding every other horse here. With the 3, he's got excellent figures, good times, and the trainer has a 29% rate of bringing back horses off of their last win. So that to me gives me a fair degree of comfortableness with the 3. However, okay, the 4 has slightly better figures, but the horse isn't used to running in Nebraska. And like we said, this is a very tough track, and this horse was running in Sunland and some other places like that. And Sunland is a very, in my opinion, fast track, very easy track to score some big times off of. So I always worry when horses like that come here that the numbers don't necessarily convert. And James Compton has got some horses here paired, the 5 and the 1, and I'm a little bit confused about what he's doing today. So to me, the 5 is the better of his 2 horses, but he's got his better jockey on the 1. And I shouldn't say better jockey, but the jockey he prefers to put on his more winning horses. Mm-hmm. So why does he have a 60% jockey on the 1? Beats me. So I think it's a tricky angle. Maybe play his longer horse here if you want to, earn a little bit of value on your undercard here. So,
what are your numbers again? Race 3.
Race 3. We've got the 3 over the 5, 4, 1, and again, if it's a hot track, go ahead and use the 7 in there also.
And Carol, the way you do it is that you have your top horse, and then the second horse she likes is the 5, then the 4, then the 1. That's why it's in that order, correct?
Yep, correct.
And then there's that 7, yeah.
I try to organize them by value. So if you're confused about why they're on tiers and things like that, it's all about value to me. So,
yes, and that's what it's about, yeah. It's about cashing tickets, too, and we both were cashing tickets yesterday.
We were.
It was a really exciting day. More racing now. I've got the 3rd race, Spencer's Steaks and Chops. I heard an ostrich was really mad they couldn't get down to Spencer's last night. They've been in town for 2 days, and they're looking to get out. For me, I ended up with the 4 horse, Private Vigilante. It's been running at Remington, like you mentioned, Carol, and was bet down to 2-1 in its last race. Maybe it makes cents for that one. Number 1, much trouble on making my own rules. I like 4-1 and gets a jockey change. The 6 is an interesting horse to me. Go Get Me and Bugs. Okay, I think that's what camels eat, right? Those bugs. Here's a horse, Carol, that broke its maiden, and then they put it in an allowance race. Now in for a claiming tag, first time for a claimer, and that's got, let's see, Rivera, Greg Rivera as the trainer, 29%, and it's 12-1. So for me, I went with 4-1 and 6 in race number 3. Well, now it comes to the beautiful ostrich race, race 3.5. And in here we have a field of 5. And Carol, have you made a selection in?
I have, Johnny.
Yes.
I'm going with Big Bird.
Big Bird.
I've been
number
a fan
1.
of this bird. I saw him race once, and I believe it's Prairie Meadows. I'm a fan. What can I say? Like the personality. I like what this bird has got going on. What do you think today?
Well, I'm going to go with Big Bird also because, yes, the jockey, Scott Bethke, did not race in race 3. So he's rested. He's aiming toward this race. Let's have fun. Sponsored by Cocoa Keys Resort, of course, part of the Ramada Plaza by Wyndham Hotel, and they help sponsor my radio show. So thank them, and thank them for helping bring in the ostriches. And for second, I put number 5, By a Neck. So I'm going inside and outside in a 5-horse, 5 ostrich race. Race number 3.5. That's the way I see it. Let's move on to race number 4. Carol?
All right. Race number 4. We're going with 4 in the 4th. So, to me, the 4 and the 6 in this particular race are a far cut above the rest, but these are just by my terms, and I think the 4 could wire the whole race before anyone else even knows what happens. And after that, let's talk about the value horses, because the 4 and the 6 are obvious picks, but to me, there's a lot of fun things going on in the back room of this race. So, for example, the 3 has a big final figure and a small spread, and he should get better today. He's set to run a big race, and I think he can get up for 3rd. If not, maybe even into 2nd if something goes awry, if the 4 and the 6 get into a battle, and one of them should melt. And the 8 has a nice reversal, but a little bit lower figures, but today could be his day too. So don't discount either one of those horses. I think they've got a lot of positive things going on for them. The 7 is a very tricky pick for me today. So David Anderson is up to something with the 2 and the 7. This is another one where one trainer has 2 horses in the same race, and neither one of these look like a strong rabbit to me. And the 7 doesn't really look special to me on paper, but he put his good jockey on him. So this is another one where there should be a lot of value on the 7 and good odds on the 7. Don't be afraid to try to take a swing. So my picks are the 4 and the 6 over the 3 and the 8. And then if you want some value, integrate the 2 and the 7 as you wish.
Like those. For me, I ended up with number 5, Dawson Who, ran well against Much Better, dropping in class, and only beaten 3 lengths by Magic Miracle, who was a very good horse. So I got the 5 horse on top. The 6 has been in the money 5 out of 6 times. And let's see, Drama Coach will be tough. And then the 8 has 2 route races, and then going back to a sprint, and that is Saturday. And so even shipped into Prairie Meadows.
Yes.
For its last race. But the odds maker with Armando Martinez on it has it down to 7-2. I don't think we'll get a very good price there. And for my long shot, I went to the 4 horse. It's 4 out of 44, but it hits the board a lot. So anyway, for me, it's 5, 6, 8, and 4, and it's for Coach Harrison's Memorial Race. Thank you so much for having Horsemen's Park part of your memorial. Going to race number 5.
All right. Ooh, race 5 is 6 furlongs, and this is a $13,000 allowance. So we've got some nice horses here. All right, the 8 horse here is my top pick, but I feel like I need to say a quick piece. This horse is suspiciously good. So it measures so well across the board that, and is such a cut above the rest to me that it makes me nervous about even using him here. So I'm going to put the 8 on top, but know that while my first gut instinct would be to single this horse, I will not do it. I refuse.
Okay.
So, because
You're tough
I've
today.
been burned too many times by this. So the 1 has a lot of positive things going for it too. So I'm going to go ahead and use the 1 in here. It's got what's called the new pace top, so meaning it's in really good shape right now, and it's got a really good time. And this jockey and trainer combo is pretty hot right now, where they're hitting 23% of the time together. And the 7 right here is an outstanding young horse. It's got a blazing front pace, very impressive figures, and all around just a really solid horse for this particular race and this particular distance. And the 3 and the 6, I think either one could be in the exotics, so I wouldn't leave either one of them out. So 8 over the 1-7 over the 3-6, but I'm curious to hear your opinion here, Johnny, because this is a ticket that I need help constructing.
Well,
So.
you did good. This is sponsored by Funplex, and they're open now. And Family Fun Day, you know, you come here today, but then Funplex tomorrow. Race number 6, I went to the 8 horse 4 out of 5 times in the money at Horsemen's Park. Number 5 will close fast, and that is Junkers. Now, it was in a 1 1/8 race at Fauner Park, and now drops into its proper distance, and only won by a neck at Fauner, but let's throw them in there at a price listed as 5-1. And so I went also the 7 horse Run Around Dancing. I've got in there, and David Anderson has this one. Will be tough. So 8-7-5, and then for my horse that won easy and has made 87,000 in its career, number 3, Poetic Poser. So for me, 8-7-5-3, and that fabulous 6th race of handicapping. Next is race number 6.5, and Carol Ann, we've got the Horsemen's Park Camel Race sponsored by Rotella's Bakery. And what about your selection here?
Oh boy, well, I have a hot tip on the camels. I feel like I should warn you. So I heard that Mike, the manager here at Horsemen's Park, is 2 for 2 on camels.
Oh,
So,
a ringer.
A ringer. And so I asked him what the secret was, and he said, try to stay on the camel. So, so anyways, let's see here. He is on today.
Number 3.
Number 3, Mike. So, which makes sense that the 2 Mikes are pairing together for some victory today.
Yes.
So, which camel are you picking today in the race?
Well, I'll tell you, I went back there and I talked to these people. Vegas has hit Mike hard. A lot of early money. The steam and this ship in from Saudi Arabia has been DQ'd its last 4 races. It's a wild. Mike's going to have to really hold on. This horse has had DQ'd 4 times, disqualified 4 times in a row. You know I'm kidding. I have no clue. This is the camel race, and they eat bugs. What can you say? And I know the 2 horse, they tried to get out and get to Anthony's for some meat last night.
Well,
Yeah. So, anyway, thank you, Rotella's Bakery, for doing the camel race. That moves us on to race number 7. As you can tell, this is a fun day at Horsemen's Park. It's family fun day. Let's try to go out a winner. Carol?
ooh, let's take a look here.
Race 7.
Oh, I think we're actually on race 6.
Race 6, like I said. What the heck's going on here?
Yeah. All right. Okay. All right, race 6, the 8. I've got the 8 on top in this one too. That's why it's confusing. All right.
Oh, okay.
So this is one that we talked about a little bit like yesterday, where they've got that closing gap and increasing numbers. You might not know this, Johnny, but when I handicap, I use the happy and sad face method where I put happy faces and sad faces across the paper to indicate how much I like the horse. All happy faces on this one. All good things.
Oh, really?
All good things with this horse. Couldn't like him anymore. He's been winning easily. He's got great connections. I think he's ready to fire today. So I'm very excited about this horse. But next in the line, I've got the 7 horse. He's just got the next highest figures, the next best time, and he's got a 28% connection with the trainer and the jockey together. And then the 6 horse here, his figures are not as impressive, especially not at Horsemen's Park, but I think he's going to take a jump forward this race, so I'd like to take a little gamble on him. And I think that he can be ready for this particular race, and it's a good distance for him. And then this 5 horse, I'm going to put him on bottom. If he can return to his form that he was in March, he could really dominate. He had some great figures back in March, and I think he just took a little break and is just firing up for the summer now. So here we go for, Horsemen's Park. I think he just rested. So
all right.
Who do you have here, Johnny?
Well, I feel like an idiot. Do you know that I gave you my 6 race selections, and actually I needed in the 5th race. Daddy was bad. I like the 4 horse on top. It's 8-1, and then the 8, the 7 and 1. I messed up. Okay, for my selections in race number 6, and in here I went 8753. I feel like I've taken up so much time because I've already talked about these horses. So 8753, and the 3's 8-1, and it won easily. It's made 87,000. All right, get me out of this one. All right.
Well, we actually agree on those horses, so
okay.
Hey, that makes it easy.
Okay.
All right, but we will move on to race 7 though, and I think this is actually a really fun race. So. All right, race 7, I've got the 3 on top here, and I feel pretty strongly about it. Not only does it have that decreasing dirt spread, but it's got a really impressive way of coming out of the gate. It's got the best time. All happy faces across the board. Couldn't love it anymore. Absolutely love the 3. The 6 horse here, it scores an A++ across the board for me too. It's just a little bit lower in terms of its figures than the 3, so as long as it keeps moving forward, it should probably hit the board too. The 2 is a little bit older horse, but it's getting back into shape, and today it should be ready to fire. So, brace yourself, because it's going to come out roaring today. And don't be afraid to use it pretty liberally in your tickets, because I think it'll be right in the mix today. And it's got a really good trainer-jockey connection, and this trainer puts this jockey on his horses when he is aiming to win. He is not messing around today with this horse. This is his horse for the course today. And the 4 always has high final numbers, always does well, but he's got kind of a sporadic pattern of not always running the most even races. He comes out, he's not sure what he's doing. Is he racing today? Is he not? But then he always decides by the end of the race that he wants to be at the finish line. So we can't really fault him that, but it makes trying to figure out if he's in shape or not really difficult, because what is he doing? We don't know, but he's got a really good, connections backing him, and if he wakes up today, he could be very dangerous. So I've got the 3 over the 6 over the 2-4, and what do you think, Johnny?
Okay, and I'm in the right race, right? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, what happens, Carol, if the 3 with speed, the 4 with speed, the 5 with speed, and if the 6 is a little tardy leaving, and it's out a good part of the track, but it doesn't get to the turn first. So I'm going to go for the 2 horse. Now, it got beat by this big chalk, the 6 horse, only by 3 lengths, and that's when the track favored speed. I mean, the 6 took out last race and just won very, very easily. It would be very easy to pick that horse, but I look for an upset here. I'm going to go with the 2, Renville, and it's run well at its last 2, and especially last race, only beaten 3 lengths. Number 6 has won 6 races in a row, and the crowd, the kids love winners, and good luck to the connections there. They might have a real good horse, and maybe they'll enter it in the Belmont. Oh, yes. And let's see. Oh, he was claimed last race. Okay. And then dead fit is the 2 horse. Number 3, the question was last race, and he was in the same field and he finished 3rd. So I'm going to go 2, 6, and 3 in race number 7, and so there's 7 races. It went so fast.
So yesterday we closed off on a big ticket in the 7th race, and today I think we just closed off on another big ticket in the 7th race with your 263, because that's what I've also got. So,
okay.
So if you are down and out on the first 6 races, we'll pull through for you on the 7th one. So, and just a quick reminder again, today is Family Day, so bring out all the children, bring everyone you know. Horsemen's Park will be a lot of fun today. There is shuttles that will run from Ralston Arena over to Horsemen's Park, and we've got a petting zoo, we've got face painting,
yes,
and free pony rides, free face painting, and dollar hot dogs, dollar pops. Come on over, it's going to be a blast today.
Bring the kids, enjoy yourself at Omaha's #1 attraction. The weather is perfect and the track is fast. Let's go get them. Horsemen's Park. Johnny Ray Gomez from the Daily Racing Form. I'm old school.
And I'm Carol Sutton, and I'm with Predictive Form, and I'm new school. Can't wait to see you here.